time and repeat.
Hey, what's going on guys, Dragon Dog here, and welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. In today's video, we're going to be trying out the triple legendary strategy, but in Bounty. I think that this strategy is a weird one to play, especially because in Bounty, there's mostly long-range brawlers like Piper and Brock. Also, specifically on this map, you'll see a lot of pennies because her turret is really good on this map. And it can be hard to deal with her turret without a wall breaker or thrower. After playing around with the different positions each brawler should play, we figured out that Spike is best in mid during the start of the match, as long as you don't get picked off immediately. Spike is really good at the start of the match because usually in the beginning, the enemy team likes to hide behind walls. So Spike's projectiles can kind of push them out to either the left or right, so that Crow or Leon can pick them off. We decided that Leon is best to use on the left side because he can use the grass to hide and then sneak up on the opponents and kill them. The reason why you want Leon to sneak up on the opponents is because the closer you are with Leon, the more damage he does. With Crow, we decided he is best on the right side, and his goal is to chip away at the enemies with his poison so they can't heal back up and it's easier for us to kill them. The way I made Spike work in Bounty is throughout the whole match I tried to peek shot as much as possible instead of just shooting out in the open, because I'm less likely to get hit by a Piper shot when I'm doing a peek shot. One thing I do a lot in the matches is I utilize Spike's star power. Spike's star power allows me to heal up 500 per tick, so I'd usually use it to self-heal to get some quick HP so I could keep the pressure on the opponents without having to worry about my health. The only time I would use my super other than to heal myself is if I could trap someone in it like I did with the bull earlier in the match, or if I could use the super as a way to escape because the super will slow them down and it could possibly save my life. Right now in the match, we're really focusing on staying alive because we have that advantage. We're playing really defensively because we don't want to lose our lead that we have. Instead of going aggressive and pushing them, we're letting them come to us so we can pick them off one by one. This strategy you should use in all bounty games and not while just playing triple legendary. As the game goes on, we have an 11-star lead on them, but if they get a team wipe on us, we'll be down by 1 star and we'll be put in a bad situation. I'm just throwing some spike balls at them so that the projectiles might hit them and they'll get pushed back a little bit to ease the pressure off of us. Normally when you have 5 stars, you don't want to jump into all 3 of the enemy brawlers, but the reason why Crow jumped in here was to draw the attention of all the other brawlers away from us and onto him. He realized that the other team was pushing in hard and he jumped in order to kite all their focus from the 3 of us to just him, allowing us to secure the victory. Hopping right into the second match, we're facing a Dynamite, a Piper, and a Jessie. We're following the same strategy. I go mid, Crow goes right, and Leon goes left. As I'm trying to take control of mid here, Piper got a good first shot on me, and then the Jessie bounced her shot off of Crow and onto me. We had a very rough start to this match because both me and Crow got taken out, and we ended up losing the middle star too, so now we're down 5 stars. The reason why I'm not pushing out really aggressively is because I don't want to get picked off to start. So I'm just looking for an opportunity to push so we aren't trapped in here. Our Crow was able to push out and take out the Piper, but unfortunately he ended up dying to the Jessie. After Crow went down, I wasn't too sure what to do, so instead of going aggressive and possibly dying, I decided to stay back and take out the turret instead, so it doesn't interfere with us later in the match. Now we are finally making our big push because both Crow and Leon had their super. So while Crow jumped in to kill the Mike, Leon went invisible and looped around them to kill the Jessie. And while all that was happening, I was shooting shots in to help support the Leon get out alive. Now that we finally have the lead, my big mistake that I made here is I didn't play defensive. I'm shooting into them to keep them away from us, and after I got that really good shot off on Jessie, I decided to stay up and keep shooting at them. When the Mike hit me, I decided to finally go back, but as I went back, I got picked off by the Piper shot, which ended up tying the game 11-11. After dying, they pushed us all the way back into spawn to see if they could kill one more of us and get the lead. Instead of all charging in and possibly dying, we were playing patiently to see if we could get a pick on one of them. Still waiting for a good opportunity, Leon finally sees it and he pushes up towards the Jessie and he ends up taking her out, but unfortunately she just placed down her turret which ended up taking Leon out. Overall, this is a bad trade because now we're down 2 stars. We're kind of in a bad spot, so Crow and I decided to push up to see if we could get an easy pick. Unfortunately, Dynamite hit me with a super and Crow had to use a super to escape. Leon has super though, so he ends up pushing up, and he totally snuck up on the Piper and ended up killing her. This gave us a 1-star lead, so we decided to go back and try to hold it. Now that we're kind of back into our spawn, we're in a very good position, and the other team is panicking, and they're not too sure what to do, so they're all pushing in one by one. And this allows us to get easy picks off on them, and give us a greater lead on them. The match gets interesting when the Leon decides to super in to try kill the Jessie, but ends up dying to her. Luckily, the Crow was able to take her out, and that ended up securing our victory. As long as no one else dies, because if one of us dies, then we'll be at a draw or possibly a loss. Hopping into our third and final match, we're facing a Barley, a Spike, and a Jessie. When I first saw this comp, I wasn't too sure what to think of it, because you normally only see this kind of comp in Gem Grab. I thought this matchup would be really good for us because there are no long range brawlers, which means I could play a bit more aggressive without having to worry about being picked off. Although they got the middle star, they got all really clumped up in the middle, and our Crow was able to push them off towards the left side, and we were able to pick 2 of them off. Because 2 of them are dead, I decided to keep the pressure on, and we ended up taking out the Spike. Right now they're kind of scrambled, so I decided to keep pushing up and getting a few more shots onto them. Now that we scrambled them, we're able to pick them off one by one. So like the Leon is pressuring the Spike, and I ended up pinching him and killing him. We have a really good 9-star advantage on them, and I get a little bit too confident here, and I push up really high, and I ended up getting bursted down by the Spike. Although I died, I'm still really confident because we still have a 5-star lead on them. Now we're just resetting and trying to get our position back without dying. Crow ended up shooting, and they all went really aggressive on him. They decided to triple team him, so while they were triple teaming him, I decided to push out, and Leon used his super, and he snuck up all behind him, and we were able to take them all out and get a huge 9-star advantage on them. After getting our position and lead back, we decided to stay up and stay aggressive so that they can't come back from this. As soon as they respawned, they all decided to rush mid to see if they could get easy kills, but luckily we played it smart and we ended up taking them all out again because they didn't have good positioning and they weren't patient. Whenever you're down in stars and bounty, you should never rush the other team because most likely they'll have better positioning than you and they'll end up taking you out much quicker than you'll kill them. So instead you should just play patiently and wait till the other team makes a mistake. Once they make that mistake, you need to capitalize on that and you end up getting a good lead off on them. I thought we did really good with the triple legendary strategy, especially in bounty. I don't recommend this strategy though to try and hardcore trophy push. I'd only do it for fun. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video, but before I go, I'd like to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. And with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.